It has been a grim few months in Chicago where 102 people have been murdered so far this year. Just last week, during one brutal 12-hour period, 7 people were killed and at least 18 others were wounded. Betty Nguyen went to the heart of Chicago's South Side, the epicenter of this eruption of violence, and Betty came back with a surprising story of hope. Good morning.
Yes, we did. Good morning, Maggie. We went to the Englewood area, which has become so dangerous that gangs are recruiting boys as young as 9 years old. One brave woman there is taking some of the neighborhood's highest risk youngsters and teaching them a different way to take out their aggression. With an uppercut and a jab.
Switch your stance.
Sally Hazelgrove is helping kids in Chicago fight their way out of violence.
When you feel like the world doesn't understand you, it creates a lot of anger, and you kind of got to be tough.
Sally targets the most defiant, the most dangerous boys and teaches them how to box.
If you step in that ring, you're a winner.
My name is Michael Birch.
20-year-old Michael Birch is trying to escape gang life. He just got out of jail in January after serving 6 months for a gun possession charge. There are those out there who say you're teaching kids violence.
Yeah.
Are you?
No.
There you go.
My criteria is I take boys that are getting suspended excessively, that are being very defiant at school. Boxing is so much like life. You take a beating, you get back up, and you get back in the ring. Eventually, you start to learn to see what's coming at you, so you duck those punches.
But here in Englewood, they're not just ducking punches. Just ask 9-year-old Michael Tyner. Do you hear gunshots a lot?
Yes.
Does that frighten you?
Yes.
It's boys like Michael that inspired Sally to start the program 2 years ago after spending 10 years working with troubled teens in Chicago's roughest neighborhoods. She believes boxing gives these young men confidence, discipline, and a sense of purpose.
The biggest reason young men join gangs is unconditional love, respect, sense of belonging, and empowerment. So I try to give them all those things.
But her crusade to offer these kids an alternative is a difficult battle where the casualties are often children.
It is a war. It is definitely a war zone.
Michael's father was murdered in a street shooting in 2008.
What was that like to know that your father was killed right here on the streets of Chicago?
I feel sad.
It's got to be tough not to have him around, isn't it?
Yes.
Hearing about them, their fathers get murdered, their friends, their brothers. It's just, you know, the guns are everywhere.
Michael is doing his best to stay away from gangs, and he's getting help from his friends in Sally's boxing group.
How many of you have seen someone killed here on the street? It's got to be scary, right?
Yeah, it is.
You can't be scared for a long time, and you keep getting pushed around. You can't keep doing that. You're gonna have to push back and try to fight back.
Because if you don't push back,
if you don't
what's
push
gonna
back,
happen?
they're gonna keep trying to fight you and keep trying to fight you.
Will they kill you?
I mean,
Probably.
you know, we trying to get to bigger and better things. Maybe something new. We really trying to, you know what I'm saying, get away from here.
The program has already started to have an effect. Boys have increased their attendance at school, they're less aggressive, and their grades are up. Boxing is helping 17-year-old Willie Cook stay focused.
Do you think you would have been on the streets, maybe in trouble, possibly in jail, if it wasn't for a program like this?
Yeah, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Proud of yourself?
Yeah, I'm proud of myself for making a big difference.
In fact, they all are.
I don't fight no more. I box now.
Keep those hands up.
Now, just days after we left, Sally says a gang came to the park where the boxing gym is located, flashed a gun, threatened the boys to stay off of their territory. Sally is now searching for a new gym. Meanwhile, the boys are doing their boxing drills in neighborhood streets, Maggie.
Is anything being done to either find them a new place or keep them safe in the meantime?
Well, Chicago police say they are stepping up the patrols. In fact, one officer even told Sally that he would volunteer to provide security. But again, that's temporary. That's on a volunteer basis. In the meantime, she is still searching for a place that they can safely go to box. Today, they're boxing in one of the kids' backyard.
What happened to Michael? What's his name? The little boy featured in the piece?
Michael Tyner, just 9 years old. You know, he lost his father. This is a boy that's growing up on the mean streets of Chicago. Single parent, he's doing the best he can to stay in this boxing program. But if they don't have a safe place to go, Sally worries that it won't be organized. The kids will remain back on the streets, and then that's where the gangs can get their hands on them.
All right, Betty, thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.